Hello everyone. I am going to show some pictures that I've taken with the new Nikon Z7II. I took quite a few pictures. I did some videos too, but I'm more into the pictures. I'm going to show you the difference between the JPG RAW and then the RAW files. I don't see a difference, and I think they're the same size. So, further ado, let's look around my studio. I got new glasses. Now I can see again. If we go around, there's the Z6II. No puppies are sleeping outside the door. So, and then there's the Sony A6100. And this, let me get out of the way. This right here, you really can't see it, but this is the Z50 Nikon Z7 shootout. So I'm going to have the 24 to 200 f4 to 6.3 on this bad boy. And on the Z50, I'm going to have one lens for all, which the DX 18 to 140. But I'm also, to get to that range, I also have the kit lens 50 to 250. So on my next video, that's what I'm going to show. Almost had an accident there. I'm going to show that on my next video. So with further ado, let's go here. Let's go to pictures. And here we are. So, in X Studio, there's my Snoopy. As you can see, this is with the Z7II. This is using the macro 50mm f2.8. So I can crop in. This is at 37%, but if I crop in at 100%, look how clear that is. That's just gorgeous. 200, and almost Snoopy is just the whole picture. You might see a little noise, but it's not that bad. May not have had it focus real good. Here's 300, 400. Let me move around. Yeah, you'll see a little noise. Yeah, I'm sorry. Let's go to 100. That's better. So anyway, that's and there you go. So there's that one, the Snoopy. And this is outside. So you can see some new leaves growing. I was worried they was going to die. The vines are already growing back. That's a onslaught. I've tried pulling them out. They just keep growing back. I think they grow back after 1 week. So I'm always taking it off. But the best time to do it is right now when this is potting. And then this is a little bit closer shot. This one right here. Oh, let's see. It's a JPEG 2. And this is at 50mm. So I think I got a little bit closer. I'm not sure. But this is a macro shot. And let's zoom in to 100%. And move this right to where it's been focusing. Okay, so I focused this part right here. Look at that. It's gorgeous. You can even see, I think, that's either from, yep, that's dogs chewing on it. Breaking the leaves. Darn dogs. But look how close I can get. And of course, 400mm. Oh my. Look at that. This macro is fantastic. Up. Too much. Okay, there we go. Wrong one. Let's go back here. Okay, let's move this way with the, so you can see some parts in focus. Get right here. See the veins. Look how close that is. So with a 45 megapixel camera, this is what I want. You can crop in, take a look at these images, especially with the macro. I am going to put the 100 macro on there, 100 millimeter macro, but I've tried it with the 50 first. And then if we go to the next one, so this is in the shade. I want to show you that dynamic range. And if I go to 100% and move it to right there, so you can see the shadows. Excellent. Look at that. Blurry back there, foreground right here. Clear. Love it. And this is closer of the seed. If I go to 100%, you can see the fine detail. I just want to test some more out. 200, 300, and it loses a little focus. Or, oh, there it is. This is what's in focus. Look at that. Oh, wow. You can see the fuzz of the flowers of the seed. Isn't that something? It's gorgeous. And another shot. Oh, there's Wanda. This is still JPEGs, but this is the fine JPEGs. I just want to see how she looks 100%. Yeah, you can see the hairs on her. It's pretty clear. And that's 300. Look at that. That's what you can get with a megapixel camera. And if you have the right zoom lens on there, you know, if I was in wildlife bird photography or even some deer, which we have some in our next neighborhood, you can get some actually close shots with this camera, and they look all fantastic. I'm not going for speed. I'm just going for, you know, landscape and portraits and animals that stay still so I can take their picture. So I also want to show you the difference between the shade and in the sun. Pretty good dynamic range. Excellent. You can see the sun going through the tree. This is my live oak. Yeah, this is 50 millimeter also, and it's 10.3 megabytes. So let's see. This is 10 megabytes, still a JPEG, but there's Wanda, and I'm pretty far away with the 50 millimeter. So if I go to 100, and she's kind of looking blurry. I should have gotten closer. 200, 300, 400, but still, that's a pretty darn good picture. Now, this is the shot you guys been waiting for. A close-up of a knot in a tree. I believe this is the tree. I'll find out shortly. But this is a 12.2 megabyte file, JPEG, still with the 50 millimeter macro, f2.8. Gorgeous. Look at that, that's even closer. So you can see where some starts getting blur, and I think this is where I have it focused. But if I go to the previous one, let's go to 100%. Oh, gorgeous. 200, 300, 400. Oh my goodness. I love this camera. Look at that. Gorgeous. And then, of course, there's the close-up. and that's not in the tree. And that I got a little bit closer, you know, for the other shots, but that's what we were looking at. And of course, there's a close-up of the live oak. It's this is stuff that's all over my yard. I'm glad it's in the backyard and not in the front. You can see where some insects have been chewing that, so I haven't caught them, but that's been for over like 6 months. But that leaf is still alive. And here's a close-up right here. We go to 100%. I'm only going to go to 100%, but you can just see the texture, all the stuff that spreading all over the yard. So when the bee lands on here, he'll get on the bee and then he'll pollinate. And you wouldn't believe what this is. Well, let's get to a actual shot. So this is the stuff from the live oak that's all over the yard, and you can see in detail where everything is. So if I go to 100%, let's go 200, 300, 400, and let's see if I can get anything that's in focus. But still, it looks awesome. I just want to look at the on the cement. Yeah, so you can still see where it spreads all over. If we go to 100%, this is what I'm looking at. And I think I'm trying to see where I was focusing on. It might have been that one right there. Yeah, 37%. So here's a knot in the wood, my fence. Go to 100%. Move this down a little bit. Yeah, you can see where I was focusing. So I was focusing this part right here. This is still the 50mm macro. I'll go back here. That's how small it is. That's really how small it is. So that's a plank holding up the skeleton of the fence. Now, see that this stuff is all over the yard, but this is an artificial turf. And next picture. So it's a mat. The dogs can pee on it, and then I just take the drawer out and dump it. This is supposed to be on the inside. Well, they sniffed it, they looked at it, they didn't do anything. So I put it outside, and then they just lay on it in the sun, get nice and warm. So much for that. See, here's the whole container. So the drawer comes out this way, dump it. But they don't pee on it. They just lay on it. You can see where they've been laying. And now here's some pictures. I've shown some videos, but I don't have to mow this. The dogs will eat it. They get their vegetables. And here's the from the shadows to the sun, but still that's kind of clear. It's a little blurry, but it's not bad. And this is 50 macro. Now, I had the compensate aperture at -1 for the outside, and I forgot to reset it on the inside, so it's a little dark. Sorry about that. But if I go to 100%, that's clear. Go to 200, 300, 400. Oh, wow. Look at that. Excellent. And this is my thread ripper system. So I have a table like this in the office with my Mac Mini. But then I have another one, and they're usually white in the office, but this one matches out here. So here's my 1950X. Might upgrade to 2950X. so Windows 11 can be installed on there. There's my brother laser printer, toner, power backup. This is Dusty's, you'll sleep here, you'll sleep here, you'll sleep there, you'll sleep up here. He sleeps wherever he wants to. I have no control over that. And of course, here's Wanda. There's Buddy. So I could highlight, put it in a program you can highlight, make it brighter and stuff. I'm just trying to show you how I have the settings in the camera. And they're okay. Yeah, it's a little dark if I go to 100%. Look at that. You can see the different hairs on it, on Buddy. And there's both of them. Now, this is where I'm going to go double. And I'm going to start comparing. So, this is JPEG. If we go over here, this is RAW. Can you tell the difference? So the RAW is 50 megabytes. The JPEG is 20.6 megabytes. I can't see the difference. So the JPEG RAW is a smaller file size. This might be just a little bit brighter, in the color of the tile, but I really can't tell the difference. It looks the same. And through these videos, I'm going to show you what I'm doing. So if I skip to this one, go over here, and I skip to this one. Wrong one. I messed up. Well, let's put this here. Okay. And go here. All right, there we go. There we go. So this is the JPEG. Okay. It's almost 20 megabytes. This is 50 megabytes. The raw picture. I can't tell the difference. If I go into here, so here's a 21.2 megabyte JPEG. And there's the 51 megabyte. Can you tell the difference? So if I go here, look at that. Closed in. Let's see, let's get the flame. I like the flame. Okay. Now if I click on this, oh, come on, 100%. So if I go here, look at that. If you look at it, this might be a little bit brighter because it's raw, but still, it looks exactly the same. Unreal. So if I go to regular size, and over here I go to regular size. So you see, might see a little bit more, but barely. Okay, on the brush strokes or the raw files. So if I go back over here, same thing. So here's a leaf, beautiful. And now I'm going to go with the raw. Okay, it's supposed to be raw. Let me go right here. Okay, there we go. Can you tell the difference? No, maybe this is a little bit more clear. I don't know. It looks the same to me. Go over here. Same thing with the bike. So here's a bicycle. This is 20 megabytes. Go over here. There's the other picture. This is the raw one. This is almost 50 megabytes. Can you tell the difference? So if I go here, let's say I go to 100%. Let's look at something that's clear. I mean, the wood's clear, but let's see. What was I focusing on? You know, it's probably the back wheel. Let's go on back wheel. See if we can get that real close up. So we're going to look at this. I'm going to go 200, 300, 400. Yeah, I don't know what I was focusing on, but anyway, let's go back to this. And then, of course, now that's JPEG. So let's go into RAW. Let's see if there's a difference. So let's go on that wheel again. Okay, see if it comes much clearer. 200, 300, 400. Same thing. Same type of noise, only it's a bigger file. So I don't see a difference. And I can go, you know, on and on. So this one is my silver platter with a crystal on top. And on this one, same thing. Almost 50 megabytes, almost 20. It's amazing. I can't tell the difference. So if I go on and on, here's a farther picture. There's the raw. Almost 48. That's 18. I can't tell the difference. Okay, so that's the last comparison. I have some other comparisons, but I'm going to go to the main one again. So if you go here, this is a salt and pepper shaker. This is using the 24 to 200 millimeter f4. I think the other one, yeah, I was still using the 50 millimeter macro. So now I'm using zoom lenses. This is an f4, so it's darker. I should have had the light on. Sorry about that. Go to the next one. This is in the window seal. This is a JPEG. So this is 21 megabytes. This is the flower I have on a beautiful table. There's my living room with the grandfather wall clock, my 65-inch OLED TV, 4K, and I think, yeah, this is JPEG too. So it looks like I took 2 pictures in a row. One there, yeah, I tilted it a little bit. That happens sometimes. Go here. Okay, so there's the clock. There's a picture. There's the close-up of the picture. So you can see I'm at 140 millimeters there. On this one, I think it was at 140 millimeters too. Wow. Oh, I see what he did. Okay. Same thing, folks. So if I do the two, JPEG, RAW. I'm looking for a vignetting. A little bit here. But on RAW, looks the same. So this is a 60 megabyte. That's a 26 megabyte. Almost half the size of a RAW, a little bit more than half the size of a RAW file. So JPEG RAW looks great. Now we'll go back over here. Go back to, I think it did some more comparisons. So here's the DVD and JPEG. And this is my DVD and RAW. And over here, I'm going to go here. So if we're doing 100% there, and this 100%, can you tell the difference, folks? I sure can't. Look at that. Scroll on over here. Let's go to let's go 100%, 2, 3, 4. It looks a little fuzzy, but I just want to see. Yeah, there's me and my wife. There she is. So it's all right. And I'll go back here. 1. There you go. So here's the living room and the dining room. There's the kitchen. So these are with the lights off. I did this on purpose. I want to show you the different dynamic range. I turn on the light here, but you can see how dark parts of the house gets. And here's one of my favorite bicycle pictures. If I go here, I'm using the, it's at 130 millimeter. But if we go to 100%, that's still kind of clear. It's gorgeous. Gorgeous. Then, of course, I turn on the light for that entrance to the bedroom. I go to 100%. Let's see if I can still get details. Yeah, a little bit too bright. You can see the flowers and thermostat. This is a close-up. This is where I did a portrait instead of landscape. This is the bedroom without the light. So with this lens, it doesn't let in a lot of light. So I should have upped it a little bit, but I didn't. I was experimenting. I couldn't find any pictures, so I had 2 motherboards that failed from people that helped with their computers. So this is a Z97X. Let's see if we can get some good detail. Yeah, the Gigabyte Z97X. I go to the next one. This is an Asus Z1. This is the Sabertooth Z170S. If I go to the regular one. So when I get bored, I do some crazy stuff. I just mount motherboards on the wall. So much for my decorating. And of course, look at this. Here's Dusty on my leather chair where I should be sleeping. But no. He says, this is my place. This is where I like sleeping. So if we do 100%, look at that. Look at the hairs. Amazing. I'm looking for fleas, folks. I don't see any. Looks good. Let's see. Yeah, close up. I think I might see some freckles. Close up. And a little noise. And 400%. So anyway, I can't tell you where I was focusing. Oh well. There he is, snoozing. He's on the bed this time. Oh, same thing. This is raw. So I'll do this eventually. So this is the JPEG, and I'm going to go here. This right here will be the RAW, and I'm going to go here. I can't see the difference. So one's 63 megabyte or 62, the other one's 25. I can't tell the difference. There might be a little bit more richness, you know, in the leather, but really, who's going to tell? Who's going to notice? And let's see. Go back to 1. So this is the bathroom right there, looking through a little stuff I got from Home Depot. Come on, there we go. I just want to see how good it is. This is still the 24 to 200 millimeter. So it's dark. This is at 24 millimeter. ISO 100. I think it was 160 shutter speed, and it was at 6.3. Wow. Should have lowered that, but I didn't. I'll be darned. Okay. And then, of course, there's another shot. I think this was at 24 millimeters, so I took 2 shots in a row. So here's JPEG. We go to double. Scroll on here. One's at 55, the other one's at 26 megabyte. I can't tell the difference. Incredible. Go back over here. Go to 1. There's my impossible dream sign. Had it in the front yard, and the post kept falling down, so I just brought it on the inside. And here's my walk-in closet. My father passed away, and I got a lot of his clothes. So short sleeve there, and the t-shirts. This used to be mine, so I only had like a quarter, and then the pants. That was it. I was downsizing my wardrobe. And now look what I got. I got these I've had, the suits, the sweaters and stuff. And I had a few shirts, but most of that is his dress shirts. And then this is in the bathroom. I took a picture of the flower. So I'm not going to go between JPEG and RAW because it's the same picture. Yeah, see? That's JPEG. That's RAW. I don't see the difference. Same thing here. JPEG, RAW. JPEG, RAW. So it takes the picture at the same time. One in RAW format, one in JPEG RAW. It looks great. So there you go. This is my bookcase. There's me in the picture. Ta-da! I thought you liked this. This is a classic. When World War II finished. I can't remember if this, I think this was Europe, when Europe finished. I don't think it's when Japan surrendered. Anyway, here's the bookcase. Kitchen on the other side, so I have nice decorations right there. There's Wanda. So they have a doggy door. They're going in and out all the time. Probably going for water. Now here's the office. So this is the 20 millimeter that I'm using at f1.8. So you can see it's a little bit brighter. And this is at f2. But, you know, look how the glass top protection, my 3900X, my 34 by 1440 Predator monitor, 100 hertz, still good. I got a RTX 2080 Ti in there. Thermostat on how warm the room gets. I'm charging my cell phone. So if we're scrolling around, this is a little bit dark. I don't know what happened here, but this is at f4. So I think I hit the, either it was on automatic. Yeah, it was auto. That's what it was. And then, of course, there's the Mac Mini, the LG Ultrafine 5K monitor, my 4K Sony Bravia. This is my B360 motherboard from Asus. Excellent. And I have Windows 11 on here too. No, it's ready to be installed. So this is an i5-8400. All my 9000 series and 3000 series AMD, 9000 and 8000 series on the Intel have Windows 11. And here's another shot of the Mac Mini. And I'm always moving stuff around, moving cameras here, moving tripods, moving my, I got my microphone on my, on this thing right here, so that way it doesn't slide. But also when I'm hitting the mat, it kind of cushions it so you don't hear it that much. I only notice it when after I do the video. Then of course I'm outside, and this is with the F-mount Tamron 70 to 200 millimeter at f2.8, and this is at 200 millimeter, and this is at f3.2. So I think I had it on. I think it was programmable priority. I think later I put it on aperture priority, so I can fiddle around with the ISO and compensate. But still, that 2.8 lens is good. It's a little bit over $1,000, and it's cheaper than $2,000. I've used it on the FTZ2 adapter. I did not have to upgrade the firmware on the Z7II. It was already done. It's just a fantastic camera. And here's a shot of Buddy. There's Wanda. This is the 70 to 200 millimeter. So I'm just going to scroll these real quick. This was a great lens. So I'm trying to show you the difference between primes and zoom lenses. I would love to try out the, I think it was the 24 to 120, but it's out of stock everywhere. But this isn't bad. Look how sharp it is. This is still the 70 to 200 millimeter. And I'm just scrolling these. So this is at 70 millimeter right here. And this is now I changed over to 24 to 70. Farther shot. That's at 24. This is at 70. Okay. There's when I was in the Army. This is 70 millimeters close up. I think one was, no, they're both JPEG. I don't know, maybe I took 2 shots in a row. I don't know. But you can tell how clear it is when you start seeing the dust, the Anita dust around the house. That's what you look for. You look for specks, see if your camera is dirty. Here's, I take a lot of these shots right here. There's a close-up. Let's go 100%. Yeah. 200, 300, 400. That looks pretty good at a 2.8 f-mount lens. And of course there's a close-up of the mermaid. This is one of my favorite pictures. You can see the oil. This is at 40 millimeter. This is still the Tamron 24 to 70 millimeter. VR is on, vibration reduction, f2.8. Here's the crystal. So that zoom lens looks excellent. I see why everybody likes the Nikon well, I should say the Nikon f2.8. So this may be a little bit slower in focusing and a little bit more breathing, but it's a heck of a lot cheaper. It's half the price. So there's my china cabinet. There's the picture again. So I think their renditions look a lot better on the f2.8. There's my thermostat, hanging right next to where I set the heat and air conditioning. This is in the dark. I turn on the lights, give it a little bit more light. So this is a different perspective of using the Z7II. Yes, there are some pictures out. Some people will say, oh, the Z6II is better, but I don't know. I like the extra megapixels. I'd rather use the Z6II for video, but I've been using the Z5 more. Especially with that f2.8 28 millimeter. And that's it. That's the last of the shots. So quit this. There I go. Go back to camera. I don't know if any of my cameras are on. Doesn't look like it. Well, one is the Z6II. Z5 overheats now and then. So if I usually just hit the power button, wake it up. Yep, there it goes. So you see, if it's on for more than 30 minutes or something, you have to do that. The Z6II lasts a lot longer, but I like the color rendition and more of the clearness of the Z5. I love that lens. And of course the Sony a6100. So this lens is an APS-C. It's a DX style. I put on the 16 millimeter because everybody rave about the 16 millimeter. But I have less focus breathing than I do on the 56 millimeter and the 30 millimeter. So with the 1.5 crop, the 56 is kind of like an 84, and the 30 millimeter is a 45. So this one is a 24. So I guess it's good for vlogging. I guess if I had it handheld. So you might need a 20 millimeter instead. But look how sharp and clear it is. You can see the redness. You can see some of my beard and where I've shaved and stuff. So anyway. So if you like this video, it's just showing off some pics I've done. I've only had the camera for one day. Did a lot of videos. Already put them up on YouTube. This is going to be a long file. But anyway, my next one will be the shootout with the long range compared to a megapixel 45 megapixel camera compared to a DX camera that's only 20 megabyte or 20 megapixel. And we'll compare the sharpness and if it's worthwhile, if you can see the difference between two cameras. So I have comparable lens to them at kind of like the 3.5 or f4 to 6.3 on both of them. And I'm kind of looking forward to that shootout. So if you like this video, please give me a like. Please subscribe. Please write a comment. As always, stay safe, keep smiling, and until next time, goodbye.